My name is Chuck Jones. I'm going on 80 years old now. I was a prisoner of war of the Japanese in the Philippines from 1941 through around February of 1945. My father was an executor with Standard Oil of New Jersey, which is now Mobil Oil, with a Flying Red Horse. And he was assigned to the Far East. And so all of his career was spent in the Far East, in Hong Kong, Singapore, and the Philippines. And so that's where he met my mother. The Japanese attacked Pearl on December 7th, 41. On December 8th, they landed in Davao. Well, we knew they were coming, so my mother, who was pregnant with my sister, and myself took off up into the hills with the guerrilla fighters and lived in the jungles to stay away from the opposing forces. We were way back in on a Del Monte pineapple plantation, and she had my sister way back in the jungles there. The Japanese issued an ultimatum saying that if we did not surrender when we were caught, we would be summarily executed on the spot. So we came down out of the jungles and surrendered to the Japanese, and it was July or August of 42. So we were up in the jungles for 6-8 months. I don't know how long it was, but we were united with my father in Davao, and we were put into the Happy Life Blues Cabaret, which is a temporary POW camp. We stayed in the Happy Life Blues Cabaret until Christmas of 43. At that time, the Japanese wanted to consolidate all the POWs up in Manila. They put us on what they called hell ships and transported us from Davao up to Manila. That was a 9-day trip. It got so hot in there that some of the guys died in there. So right around January of 43, we arrived in Manila on that hell ship, and were then placed into the main concentration camp, which was Santa Tomas. Santa Tomas held about 5,000 prisoners of war. Food was the big problem. I don't remember too much about the food, except I remember being hungry a lot. And hunger was something that you woke up with and you went to bed with. You cried yourself to sleep and whatnot. The end of the war is coming. The Japanese had an order to execute all of the prisoners, and they were going to do that, and MacArthur got word of this. And he sent a flying battalion of only 700 men and 5 tanks. So we'd gone from being liberated to a defensive position where 700 GIs and some tanks were now holding off 30,000 Japanese that were surrounding in the city of Manila. At that point in time, the Japanese started shelling in mortar and artillery. As the GIs came in and secured the area, spontaneously somebody started singing "God Bless America." And there wasn't a dry eye in the house. Even the GIs were crying. The song switched from "God Bless America" to "America the Beautiful" to the national anthem. February 3rd was 2 days before my birthday, and I was on my dad's shoulders when the tanks were coming in there. He said, Charlie, they're here for your birthday." And that was just such a wonderful birthday present. So this flag, too, was my birthday present, and it's probably the most treasured thing that I have.